And hello and welcome to the Sketching Greyhound. I finally made it. I'm sorry for the delay. Technical issues. The facecam did not want to run and now I have to let the cat out, I think. 1 second. The cat did not want to give me my seat, so we shared it for a while, and as exactly when I went online, the cat has to leave. But hey, and welcome. Hello Mary, thank you very much for being already here. We are drawing today one of the Winchesters, Supernatural. I should have put Supernatural also in the title probably, but I wanted to put that quote in, and that already was too long. I could not even put Dean Winchester in there. So yeah, and now everything is running. It looks like facecam is working. I should have shaved though. Perhaps it would have been better when the facecam would not work, but yeah, that's what we're doing today. Let me see. And let me just put the last touches. I need that here so I can see the chat. I need to see the picture I want to draw over here. And then we are all set. We can go. Whoops. That should not have happened. We can go over to the drawing. So, as always, I have prepared something and somehow I've managed to smudge it again. It's a picture that is not that extremely high contrast, so I will work on the white. I had another one that I would have drawn on the black. I am very black centric at the moment. I would have preferred probably to draw on black, but I also have just started again to work a little bit more with blending. I try to not say smudging anymore. I'm always saying smudging, but it is blending that one is doing with pencils also, as with colored pencils and stuff like that. I perhaps will also smudge blend here, but it doesn't work that it's good with these ones as with paper. But I do not have I have no idea how you call it in English, how you clean these up. The sanding paper. So I've lived with those guys for over 10 years and I can say that I really miss that show. I'm not done yet. I have started very late and we are right now more or less binging through the seasons. We are in season 11 or 12, I'm not sure. The Darkness is the big bad. And where are we exactly? Yeah, the Darkness, somewhere in the middle of that one. And I haven't drawn these. I wasn't, in the beginning I wasn't that big of a fan of the show, but we recently just thought we would watch it all from the very beginning, and it grows on you. I have to say, Dean Winchester is quite an offensive person. Hey Dana, welcome. Good morning. Good evening from my side. He's a bit toxic. If you're he's kind of old world, but he's not a bad guy, so we will overlook that now. So, okay, but how do we start? As always, I would say with the eyes, which are interesting in this one because you have a lot of light in the eyes, you know? There is a lot of light reflection. I have to watch the head again. I finished the master one today, so I can put out the video tomorrow. And not once issues with the head, especially why I did not, as I did not wear it, but also not the rest of my head is visible. So I have no idea why I seem to very much enjoy in the live sessions to put the head in the spotlight. They are. It's. I have to say, in the end of the season before the Darkness now, where I think I can spoil a little bit because it is an old series, isn't it? So when they kill Death, and they just Sam does that spell, although he 100% knows that terrible things will happen, and he always says, no, I don't know what exactly, everyone just telling something bad, and so why should I care? And Death tells him, and he still does it, and they even kill Death without even knowing what the consequences of that would be. I was very short. I I also said that I'm not sure if I even want to continue the series because that was really so dumb and so bad. I think that was a step too far. But how are you guys? How are you, Mary? How are you, Danas? Dana. I always put the S in the end. Sorry. How are you today? Dana, do you have a coffee? If it's morning for you, are you all set with coffee? I'm not sure if I will manage to get the likeness of him. I failed with the Winter Soldier, and this picture somehow reminds me of the other one, so kind of a little bit redemption. If I manage to get the likeness of him in this, we will see. You take them too serious. I was really feeling with the world of them in those episodes, and I really it just got to me, and I was just thinking that is so bad. And then it started with the darkness and those zombie-like monsters, and in series, for some reason I don't like those zombie motives at all. Although as Sam got more or less directly infected, you know, okay, they will find a cure for that. So then it was okay for me. Weirdly, the second that he got infected, it was okay for me. But yeah, I have to sharpen this. Be right back. Again, already I have to be careful not to smudge everything. Do I have something? Yeah, I can use this again. Coffee. Yeah, we actually right now have a coffee. I think I don't know if it's the coffee or if it is just something. I'm changing medication again right now, so sometimes it's also that. But I hate coffee at the moment. I only drink half a cup because I need it to wake up. I take it as medicine, which is never a good thing. But we know I'm ill, so it's not. I know why. So, but it tastes really bad. I don't know if it is the brand we have right now. I really don't like it. I'm also not supposed to drink or eat sugar at the moment, so I cannot counter it with sugar. But I also don't do that because I don't put sugar into my drinks, or I don't drink sugary drinks because I'm already eating too much sweets and stuff, and I do not also need that in my drinks. So I do not drink coffee with sugar anyway. How do you guys drink your coffee? Is it offensive these days if I call you guys? For me, guys is really not gender specific, so I'm sorry if it's in any way or form offensive to anybody. I try to use friends or something else, but there's not a good replacement for that, I feel. No, I think I'm not pregnant. I wouldn't hate if I were pregnant, I have to say. But I'm not. Probably. So what we definitely need for him are the eyelashes. And I tried to draw them with this pencil, although they should be very dark. So Dana, do you watch Supernatural? We have already established that Mary is a Supernatural. Is there a name for Supernatural fans, Mary? Something that they call themselves? Like, for Buffy you are a Scooby, more or less. Not everybody uses that, but I do. Is there something that Supernatural fans call themselves? They don't call themselves all Winchesters, do they? It's not offensive, okay. I used to, guys, I mean not the black coffee. I have to research that. And I thought when we are drawing Dean Winchester, I need to put on the rock playlist. I think that fits better than my usual music. It's not exactly the kind of rock that Dean listens to, but I don't really like the music Dean listens to, so I also do not like the song Wayward Son, which they are always reusing in the season finale. It's sometimes it kind of needs to be there by now, but I don't like it. But I really like the version that they had in the last season at the end with the musical version of the kids. That was pretty cool. The whole musical episode was pretty funny. They have a couple of really interesting episodes. Where they just try stuff or make fun of themselves. So that I enjoy always very much. I think that eye looks already pretty Deany. He has certain things that are very characteristic for him, and I think it's also these slightly pinched eyes is quite Deany. The first episode, single episode. Okay, I didn't like it at all in the beginning because it was really the first season. It felt very like a formula. It did not really feel very consequential. It was very monster of the week, not really that big in story. It wasn't that interesting. Liana and me, we watched it together and we decided it was a perfect series for cleaning or packing stuff up. I think I was moving at the time and packing stuff in boxes. So it felt very... You didn't miss much when you did not watch. We're just listening. So it wasn't very... I didn't like it that much. But I always was thinking, yeah, even if I don't like it that much, I could continue watching it at some point in time to see how it develops, because I know there are a lot of seasons and a lot of people are big fans of it, so there has to happen something, and most series need a little bit of time to develop and find their stride. So I was really planning to watch it anyway. at some point in time. And then we are yet now just really just plow our way through the episode. So we're watching a lot of it. But I really like to have seen everything of a series. Even if I would not like it that much anymore, I probably would just watch it completely so I can say, okay, I have the whole catalog and have seen everything there is. All I know is that there's Team Dean and Team Sam. Okay. Yeah, I know. A lot of people love Wayward Son. I don't enjoy that kind of rock, I think, just. It's really not my type of music. But that song belongs to the show. I would never argue that. It didn't grab my attention quicker. Exactly. Oh well, then maybe I should try that since I'm packing. Yes, exactly. Right, you're packing. You're moving from my side. Let's get to something else with a lot of sun. Arizona, right? So perhaps that is something you can watch. At least the first season, and then perhaps it has gripped you and you can then, when you are done and in Arizona and have more time, you can continue with a little bit more attention. Texas? Really? I thought it was Arizona. It completely saved in my head as Arizona. I have no idea why. Was it a city that starts with A? Ah, but you were planning to go to Arizona. Okay. Okay, then I don't feel so forgetful. I have no idea how long this will take, because I feel a little bit at the moment to not rush things and to really try and develop my art. I want to get better. I feel like I've drawn at the same level for a long time, and I want to find a little bit of development. And I feel like I'm really ignoring a lot of details sometimes in favor of being faster. So I try now to get a little bit more of detail in. Do you guys want to see the finalized master, a preview for the video tomorrow? But you still have to watch the video. Give me a second, I will just finish this part and then I will show you the master. Because I think I like it. I've worked a lot with blending this time, which I never did before. It's not that detailed because it is very smudgy, but I think I really like it. So this is my master. Finished picture. So what do you think? So I had a lot of fun with... I've forgotten to record anyway. I had a lot of fun with the black, and then I smudged with a cotton swab a lot to get it darker. As we had with one of the previous pictures, when I start to blend this a little bit, even if I would just in one color, it just covers the whole paper, every grain, and it just gets so much darker. So it worked very well with that, but I still wanted this. I don't want this smooth look, especially with a picture like this. So I still worked with a lot of shading, with normal shading over that smudged area, so that it gets more of a texture. Thank you very much, Mary. Thank you very much, Dana. Yeah, it is a vampire, so I think it has to be a little bit scary. And I have to say, I'm not the biggest fan of the vampires in Supernatural. They fit very well into the world, so it's not a bad thing that they are the way they are. I just don't think they are very interesting. And as I am a big Buffy fan, vampires are kind of important for me. Can you say it like that? I don't know. But they fit very well into the general mythology of the series. You have those different... You have the vampires, the werewolves, and they all are more or less the same thing, but with small changes in lore and what they eat and what they are... how you can kill them, and it is a relatively small... So you get the feeling that they somehow have really evolved from the same stem somehow. So that makes it feel a little bit more tangible, I think. I'm not sure if that is something that they thought about and that they wanted to achieve, but that is how it feels for me. It makes the world pretty believable. You can always watch the live stream still, Dana. It is available on YouTube. You don't have to. You will get a time-lapse version tomorrow. I hope I manage the video tomorrow, but I think so. Now that the picture is finished, it should work. I have so much... I invested so much time in optimizing the workflow for the... for the time lapses, that it is really not that much work anymore. And as I have pushed back the release time earlier, previously I was releasing at 2 AM my time, no, 2 AM my time I think, and now it is 4 AM. Those 2 hours make it so much more stressless for me when I get into a little bit of a pinch. They are a little bit funny in the super... Yeah, they are not that exciting. Hello and welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for watching. I still don't know how to call you though. Welcome to the stream. I still cannot read the Arabic letters. I'm sorry. But I hope you enjoy the stream. Behind on watching Buffy episodes, feels like all I have been doing is packing. Don't worry. So I'm really thankful that you managed to come, although you are all bound up by the packing. Thank you very much. Why is there so many Japanese songs in this playlist? It's not an issue, obviously, but it's just something that it's noticeable, because it is not done by a Japanese person, that playlist. Henrik Heller is providing a lot of DRM free music for streamers. This is a playlist of him and his, you can call it company, I guess, Stream Beats. So I didn't know that they have that many Japanese artists. The Japanese make interesting rock, so it fits. I just didn't know. You are the person that is watching the live streams later. No, interestingly enough, there is not that much retention on those videos, but the views are higher than with my time-lapse videos, interestingly enough. I don't know why. Especially since the time-lapse videos are so much more work. You might argue that it doesn't make that much sense to invest the time into those and just do more live streams. But I enjoy making those videos and having those videos, so that is not really a question or not really something I consider. So this is a really high quality picture, so I'm really glad that I have this picture. It is really high quality, it's huge and it has a huge resolution, and it is from the series. Sometimes you find good quality pictures from the actors, but not in that role, and this is in his car, so very much the perfect picture. And I like Death. Death was more or less, he was not nice. He was also nice to them. He was not a good guy per se, but he was just one of those celestial beings that was not a complete peephole. But I was really sad that they decided that they have to even... They maneuvered themselves in that situation that they had to, because they more or less convinced him to do anyway, also even if they decided the other way around, that he would stop them. So they construed that situation in which they needed to actually kill him. So you can perhaps see that I'm still a little bit stuck on that. I really don't. I hated that. And while I also kind of like Crowley, I'm also not that happy with all the intricacies of his subplots and his character development. I'm not sure that the last things that they have done are very fitting to the character. But I will see. Pfizer? Found the name on Pfizer. I will try to remember that. Thank you very much, Mary. Pfizer. I will just call you Pfizer if you are still there. I don't think you are, because the number of viewers already dropped again down. But if you are, welcome to the stream, Pfizer. Thank you, Mary. And that song is in that DRM free list, so that also surprised me. Yeah, I enjoy making those time-lapse videos, but recently the views went down on those, so not sure if I'm just doing them for myself, but also that is okay. I have no idea how I will shade this, so I'm really procrastinating from starting to really shade anything. I have no idea how I managed to smudge this already. Oh, I know how. Exactly like this. Guess I'm already very dirty. I'm so dirty. She said good party. Yeah, this is a good party, isn't it? Let's drink on that. Only water though, because I still can't drink alcohol because of the medicine. But it's a different version than I hear in the radio, so probably you cannot. The song is the song as it is probably free. So this rock version is pretty interesting. But how do I now start to shade? I have to start to shade. No, I have to draw the light reflection first into the eyes, because I want to do that. Also need a hard line here. I think we're now back in the yeah, this is now the instrumental version of all those songs, so I will change to the little bit more lively playlist. If it is too loud, just tell me. But that rock playlist is done already. It's not very long. I would really like if it was longer, and I do not want to loop that little number of songs. So you cannot really use it for live streams that well yet. I hope they expand it. I don't want to use the calm one on Dean for some reason. I don't know why. Although this music is really not fitting to his character. This pen is so unreliable. I really like the white that he does, but it's sometimes really difficult to even get it to start to draw. And then at that time that the white is really starting to flow, it is already so what is the word? Dirty from the lead. This flows much better because it is much bigger. They all somehow have a little bit of this issue. but the small one, the size 5 especially, it's really annoying. He would. It's not exactly his kind of music, is it? I like this song, though. He wouldn't be very happy with me. I'm considering to blend this again a little bit to make it smoother, because you see a lot of structure and the skin obviously does not have that much structure. And I really want to experiment with that whole smudging thing, but I feel like the cotton swabs do not work that good, and the paper version that I have is dirty, and I don't have the sanding paper to clean it yet. But other than that, I also like the supporting cast in the series, and that they use them sometimes for a very, very long time. There are strong, really strong characters in there, like Bobby, or Castiel, or Charlie. And it's probably good for the series that they don't fear to, at some point in time, to off most of them. It's something that also made Buffy pretty strong, that there were also people that were dying. Not that much, actually. But still. All something that also makes Game of Thrones pretty special, you know. I don't really watch it, but I know that that is one of the qualities that you never know who will survive and who will be killed off, and you're never feeling safe of a character. In this series, the only characters you feel safe for are Dean and Sam. Everyone else is fair game, and that makes it also quite exciting. And because there are so many, it manages to make you fear for them. In place of the main characters. Because when the main characters in such a series are safe, it is kind of... it loses a little bit of conflict possibility. So they put that on the side characters, which is quite unfair to them, but good for the series. So the shading here has to be very subtle. I'm not that happy with that, but that is what it is. It is very subtle shading, so we will work with that. I think actually he would be more okay with the lounge sound, so we will change to the lounge sounds. He would not really love them, but he wouldn't find them as offensive, I think, as the digital stuff. So, Jane Selton, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much. We are not very far in, but right now it is coming along as good as I could hope, so something terrible will very soon happen. How are you today? And do you know the series? Have you seen the series? Are you a Supernatural fan? Anna, welcome to the stream. Hey. Yeah, I told you I will not always draw the big bad vampires. I'm done with that though, and it looks pretty promising. I have to confess that I really enjoyed to draw the master. That a little bit more scary face because it has those ridges and it is a little bit more exciting. Perhaps that's some other faces, but I also enjoy the more smooth face. It's actually, I think, almost more difficult to draw the smooth faces and make them look realistic and not like a plasticky mask thing, because those fantasy monsters, they are masks, so it has to look a little bit like that, and you have a lot of details that you can work with and not just the shading, and you have to make it look somehow like skin, which is not always very easy. In this case, for example, I don't really like the look of it yet, but we'll see when the rest comes in. This is already pretty dark for what I do normally at this stage. Normally I darken everything later, but this is, I will definitely not go darker there. So, might be already the end darkness, however you want to call that. You also like my monsters? Aw, you're so kind. You want to see it, Anna? You want to see the vampire? I already showed it to Dana and to Mary, so I don't want to keep it from you. The nose is very important for Dean, so I'm trying to get that really spot on. The shape, I think this right here, this little change already did him well. Yeah, I was also very happy when I saw that ad, Mary, on the video, and I watched the ad for you completely through. And I always click the art away. So there's kind of, I'm spitting on Dean. There is kind of a light line here, a lighter line, contour, which I want to have there, but it's not that strong, so I have to be careful not to overdo it. This is too much, but it's really difficult to get close enough and not lose that line, you know? So I might overdo it for sake of even managing to have it at all. So how are you today, Anna? It is late again, isn't it? Hey DM Sketching, hello, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. We are drawing Dean Winchester today. Supernatural. Don't know if you watched the series. If any of you has watched the series, no spoilers. I am pretty far in season 11 or something, but it is a pretty long series and I really do not want to watch it spoiled. You visited Gaming Greyhound, Anna? Yeah, there you don't see my face. I don't think in any of the videos you have seen my face there. But yeah, I don't hate the videos I made there. I like the structure and everything, so I am not ashamed of the Gaming Greyhound. But in the moment, so if you commented there, at the moment I do not really check there for comments and so please don't feel bad if I don't answer for a long time. I don't even know how many subs I have over there. Not that many. So yeah, I really want to get better, if I can call it like that. So it might be that we again do not really get far in, because I take my sweet time at the moment. I really want to elevate my art and get it a little bit more detailed. I feel like I can only improve on my current pictures if I invest more time into the single pictures, so that's what I'm trying to do. So I might have to go to 2 streams per picture again, but it doesn't really make that much sense to have 2 weeks for one picture. So perhaps I will add a stream at some point in time, but probably not at the same time then. I haven't seen the portrait yet. I have to check it out, DM. I did not see a face, but I saw a wonderful dog in it. Is it yours? Yes, of course it is my dog. That is also my logo, if you can recognize him. He is the apple of my eye. And his sister, of course. Yeah, I've used more clips of him in the Gaming Greyhound. You can also see him in the waiting. I do not know if you have not seen my waiting screen here. There you can also see my animals. my little zoo. I'm pretty good. I'm a little bit tired, but that's okay. Other than that, I feel pretty good. I think I have to start around the eye and let that then grow into the shading on the nose. Otherwise, I will not manage to get it a good relationship of the left and the right side. I was posting my drawing in Discord, then Mary informed me that you are on live stream, then boom, I'm here. Okay, so I could not see it yet, so that's good. But I will check it out after the stream. So thank you very much for being here. Yeah, I'm really bad at answering comments at the moment. I'm really not checking them, honestly, because I don't want to annoy people again and talk about feeling not well, but I'm at the moment I have an issue with a medicine that I'm actually removing one medicine from my cycle, and I have a little bit of withdrawal symptoms from that, so there are days where I'm really out of it. Not bad, so don't feel bad, it's just really I'm just sleeping the whole day, and you can't get a lot of things done when you're like that. And even I tried to write a lot of comments when I felt better and watching a lot of videos, but I don't have that much time to invest in even checking comments. I do not even check my views right now. I just try to keep up with the production of the videos and the live streams, and that's most of what I can invest right now, but I hope it will change soon again. I'm left with my answers too because of many things I had to do at home, and just it takes so much time, right? Especially as you have to weed out all those comments that are just that haven't even seen your videos, probably. Those that are just generically commenting. But I kind of feel bad even if I don't answer to them. But to get through all those comments, it's really work. It's a lot of work. Here, I don't answer everyone. Most people never care about it. That makes it again difficult in the overview of the that YouTube Studio on the smartphone, because you cannot really say, okay, I've seen it, I want to ignore it, don't show it to me. You have always to scroll through those again. I hate that with the app. They only vanish after a long period of time, or if you have answered. And that is really annoying. Very late. Like if I comment on a vid, she answers it after a week, and then I'm sitting blank that when I really commented her. She remembered every comment. I'm thankful for that. I love Mary's drawings lately. They are really amazing. But the same for you guys also. I hope all of you are also viewing each other's videos and commenting and stuff and giving thumbs up. I'm a one to talk right now, but you all deserve it so much. Hardly slept 4 hours last night. Oh, you have to sleep. Anna, you have to sleep. I'm not complaining now that everyone have its own schedule. Like in my case, I also missed most of the vids. Yeah. Yeah, you will definitely find your viewers, Mary. You already have with the monetizing, but you will grow a lot. Sure of it. The quality that you create is really amazing. And I'm really envious of that, because you create those worlds out of thin air, and all I'm doing is I'm copying photos. So it's a complete different ball game with what you are doing. Guriam, welcome to the stream. Hey, how are you? Thank you very much for dropping by. We are drawing Dean Winchester. I have no idea if you've seen Supernatural, but as I am in season 11 or something by now, I felt like that warrants to draw some Supernatural characters now. And I hope I will be able to do him justice. It will not be easy. It's a very good quality picture that I'm using, but I don't really have a good track record lately with these kind of normal pictures. So we will see. For now it looks, I think, pretty decent. So how are you today, Guriam? How are you? Guess I sound monotonous, but grandmother's very ill. Gonna visit your channel after that. Scared because there's total lockdown in India. Yeah, I heard that it's crazy high infection rates, right? Be careful. Really be careful. Am I still live? The screen that I'm using is, yeah, there was some kind of error. I hope it's not, it was just on my side with the browser. It looks like I'm still online. So please be careful, Arta, Anna. I would love to draw Dean, but I think he would not look like him. Try it. You don't have to publish it if you don't like it. That's always what I think when I'm not live streaming. It takes a little bit of pressure out, and you can try whatever you want. Nobody has to see it if you decide you don't want to show. But I would be interested in that. That could be a collaboration. You draw Dean, I draw Dean, or another character. Or we do a collaboration series where we draw all the supernatural characters. I'm familiar with the show, but only watched the early seasons. Other commitments got in the way. Yeah, I wasn't that big of a fan in the early seasons. I kinda worked my way through them and liked the later seasons. And now again, it turns a little bit into misery porn, which I do not really enjoy that much. So right now, I'm a little bit mad with the series. But still, I thought, why not Jordine? Because even if I'm mad at the series, that is kind of a relationship I have with the series, and it's an intense one, so... Very difficult time. Yeah, I'm not scared about Corona because she is old, 84. It is hard to handle if something happens. Yep. And you can also get Corona, so be also careful about yourself. Is that English? Careful about yourself? Take care of yourself. That is English. You all take care of yourself. There is, except in the US, it looks really good right now, I think, right? Or not perfect, but with all those people that are already vaccinated, it takes a turn for the better. It looked so bad the whole time because somebody chose to ignore it. But now it turns out to be pretty good. What I actually think is the reason why it's so bad here, our country really, it's not that bad. Not as in India, for example, but our country really failed in getting enough vaccine available. So we're really behind in terms of vaccinating, which is really bad. We handled the phases before pretty good, though. Sketch is going good. Thank you very much, DM. We cannot take her to hospital now. Yeah. I hope everything somehow turns for the better. But it's really difficult at the moment. My thoughts go out to you and your grandma. You started the series, so there's no way out for you, Gray. Okay, we'll draw someone from the Supernatural, and if I like the outcome, I will edit that video as a collab, and you draw yours too. Yeah, you have to tell me then which character you drew, so I can also draw that one. Yeah, just try and let me know if you like what comes out of it. So I'm really going for the details now. With all the upcoming pictures, I think, because as I said, I want to see what I can do when I really take my time. I will still not work weeks on a single picture, but I also do not want to hurry it. Especially with those pictures like this, which I feel like it's difficult for me to really make them pop and make them good. And just then hurrying through it and then in the end thinking, yeah, I knew this would turn out bad. It's just bad form. Try to do it your best, right? Yeah, also whatever, going anywhere or texting someone, I will always say TC. What's happening in Germany, Gray? It's not that bad, but it's just really we are really back on vaccinations, and we also have a surprising number of idiots that are protesting. Some of them even still now not believing that it is real and that it is some government plot to take away freedom from the people. And it's so disrespectful to the people who have really suffered or lost people by it. It's just terrible, and some people are just using it to create this hate to just bolster their numbers, and that is always the right. You can say what you want, it is the right. More far right than right, which are doing that and just seeding hate and this mistrust. It's not as bad as in the US, mind you, but there are still a lot of idiots. But other than that, our numbers are pretty high. And they're trying to keep it down, but there are a lot of people just trying to reopen. There is a lot of... It is unfortunately a big political thing. That it is a fight to really do what needs to be done. If everyone... Look at New Zealand, if you would be more consequent and just really make hard decisions for a short period of time, it would have worked so much better. I hope they all learn from... Of course, New Zealand does not have any borders to other countries. That helps immensely. But still, I hope that they will have big lessons learned meeting in all the countries and do it better with the next pandemic. So they all react faster and more strict so that they do not have to stop the whole life and whole economy for so long as they have right now. So, Mighty, one Mighty R, Mighty, how are you? Thank you very much for dropping by. Indira, thank you very much for dropping by. Hey, sorry that I missed you guys coming in for so long. I'm also trying to get a little... I'm concentrating, or I'm working a lot more on details with this picture than with some of the earlier ones. So I'm a little bit concentrated, although I'm talking, I'm trying to react to stuff I have read in chat. But I'm looking a lot at the picture today, so I'm very sorry that I saw you only this late. But hello and welcome. How are you today? Some are even doing huge religious celebrations with millions of people. That's just so it is. it doesn't make it better, and it makes, as you have to suffer under right now, it makes it so much more difficult for people who really need medical help. Those idiots that are just risking it, and they think I'm risking it for myself, and it's okay because I decide this is a risk I take for myself, but they do not just risk themselves, they risk everyone else that needs medical help. I'm very good, Indira, today. How are you? Yeah, some idiots, you know, they are everywhere. Yeah, that is... And they come out of the woodwork currently. That is crazy. Kuriam, there will be a next pandemic. This one was so overdue and nobody really prepared for it. There will be a next pandemic. Don't think there won't. We all have to learn from this. Because there's nothing that stops it. There will be more and more, honestly. So we have to get better and better in this, so that we don't have anything like this for so long anymore in the future, and we just will manage to weed it out much faster. But there will be more incoming, definitely. And they might be harder. If you look at COVID, it is not that bad. If Ebola were, there would have been much more dead. So there can be much worse viruses. This is as terrible as it is. This is, we can almost be lucky that we have something not as deadly as training for this. Thank you very much, Mighty, for liking it. I'm your neighbor, Artab. Take care. I hope conditions in Pakistan don't get as bad as... How is it in Pakistan? Every type of people are everywhere, it's true. Yeah, it's really... But they're really coming out of the woodworks, those people who ruin it. And I really... No, I don't want... I won't get into politics. But there is a very distinct person that I blame for normalizing this kind of behavior. And that goes into the whole world. Yes, I do believe that. So I think we can go down to the mouth now. So many steps to avoid the pregnant will also be saved after that. Why are these people living like so? I don't know, because they don't want peace. So the issue is really, I have also watched a couple of interviews with people who were with QAnon and aren't anymore. You perhaps know that crazy group of people in the US which believe that the whole world is led by a cabal of powerful pedophiles and who are eating babies and crazy stuff like that, and that is so normalized with some of the people. And the thing is really how the social media networks work with that. Look at Facebook or also Twitter. You react or you watch one thing and it just thinks, you are interested in something like this, so I will show you more of that. So if you watch one of those videos, Facebook shows you the next one, and if you watch that, it shows you at some point in time only that one, and you think this is completely normal. And everyone believes this. And this is the reality, because they don't even show you videos anymore of another opinion. That's how those algorithms work. Also more or less on YouTube, so. And this is something that just developed not too long ago, so nobody is really trained in school or anybody anywhere else to really work with that and understand how it works, and that it is really very one-sided and you have to get more information elsewhere. But those QAnon crazies, they also teach you that only they tell you the truth and everything else is a lie, and at some point you just start. They also say, when I hear that now, I really, it's crazy, and I don't know how I could believe it, but I believed that they are eating children at some point. And that is just... You can never say it can't happen to me, because the moment you say something like that can't happen to me and I can't fall for that, you get vulnerable to that kind of thing. Much more online emailing now, yeah, and it perhaps will stay that way, or never go back to completely as it was. And I don't think that might be. I don't think all of that will be a bad thing, and it's good that also some companies were actually forced to work more with work from home and stuff like that. And some companies even lose a little bit of fear that they had of home office and see that it can work differently, because for a lot of people this will be very good for the quality of life to be able, if home office is normalized a little bit. We're jumping with topics though. My god, there are such stories in the US too. Let me see, I have probably missed something. People can be easily misled. Yes, exactly. US is fine, news lies. Exactly. Exactly. So just protect yourself and keep your family safe. Make sure you always stock up your toilet paper. That I will never understand, this toilet paper craze. Why especially toilet paper? At least at the same point in time, some stuff for baking and so was also gone, and because people prepared themselves to also bake bread and stuff like that. That I can understand a little bit more. But the toilet paper craze, to be set for life with toilet paper, I don't get that. Bye DM, thank you very much. Or Danas is going? Danas is going, not DM. Okay, hey DM and bye Danas. Sorry if you're already gone. Thank you very much for being here. This portrait is looking great, Sketch. Thank you very much. I was honestly getting anxious because I was leaving one comment every day since last live. That I wasn't answering or what? Ah, don't worry. Also, although even I myself am not very active on my Discord right now, but if you want more immediate reactions, the Discord is probably a good thing. So we are already 1.5 hours in, and we are not nearly anywhere where I could start with beard or something like that, and I really need to get that beard into those stubbles to get it look more like Dean, I fear. Although I'm pretty happy with the similarity for this stage. You are there, yeah. I caught up on that, DM. I'm sorry for the mix-up. So with this picture, it's really it's not that high in contrast. So some relationships are really difficult to catch on, and it's very subtle in parts. So it's a nice challenge again. Sketches are very attractive. That's a good word. Thank you very much, Anna. Yeah, I actually wished I would be able to be even more smooth, and you still see a lot. I think you need to blend when you really want to, so with tools, if you want to have it even smoother. But yeah, we'll probably experiment with that, but perhaps not in a live stream. I'm not sure yet. Perhaps especially in a live stream, I don't know. Much too dark. Thank you very much for even being here, Mary, so don't worry. I'm practicing nowadays with the shading. You have to, right? So that's also why I force myself now to be slower, more thoughtful. Because I to a certain level pride myself in being more of an instinctual drawer and for drawing very fast, being able to draw very fast and that, but still sometimes you have to go a little bit slower just to really make sure that you understand the process. I think I want to start to already put a little bit of stubble in here because I'm not sure how far I will get in this stream. And I want to see, because I think I'm pretty close to the picture. But with that stubble, it will actually elevate it further. I normally wait so that I can do the complete pass of stubbles, but why? Doesn't have to be like that, right? Try different approaches to see what works best. Other than life, how long does a drawing take you? Yeah, so it really depends these days. So normally, most of the drawings I've done are the more recent ones were in the area of 3 hours, and 4 hours was more the exception. But with the master, for example, it already approached more the 4-hour mark, and I think that is more or less the amount of time that I want to invest these days to elevate it a bit more. Perhaps I can get it down again at some point, but for now I think that's a good measurement. I also at some point want to experiment more with more artsy shading techniques, like really strict cross-hatching, for example. This is also, I think, called cross-hatching to a certain degree what I'm doing here, but really just those lines, visible lines, and crossing them to the only way to show shadow. Goes a little bit in that area that you are doing, DM, so those hard lines, but just with cross hatching, you know, could also be interesting, and I want to experiment with that. But I haven't found the right picture for that yet. I have to go. Okay, DM, thank you very much for dropping by. So Mighty, how are you these days? What's going on with you? Do you know the series? Have you seen Supernatural? Yeah, and it's very... I think it's an attractive technique, Mighty. So that's why I want to experiment with it a little bit more. And I can learn a lot from how you do it before I have to start, before I have to try it on my own. So thank you for that. I think you look better since you're used to in winter. The pictures or myself? Crosshatch. My shading smears a lot, had to use a harder lead. Ah, okay. Yeah, but with the harder lead you don't get that dark anymore, do you? So I was actually always on the search for softer and more dark LEDs. Yeah, and go check him out if you haven't checked out Mighty's channel. He is really good. Not good either at cross-hatching or soft shading. Well, you don't start good, do you? You just have to practice. Talking about me, thank you very much then. I still have to shave though. I look a little bit like a hobo. Sometimes have to press harder, easier to control. Yeah, that's true. That is true, definitely. I also, that's why normally I work a lot with simple, hard mechanical pencil. But lately, as you see, I haven't used that almost at all, just for the pre-drawing. With this one, for example. Somehow I'm moving more into the direction of directly going in with this pencil. It's more difficult to control, especially in the more lighter grays. But also it doesn't reflect that much, you know, especially with the lights. That's a little bit of a technical thing. Especially with the lights and reflection of light. Everywhere you see it much more with the harder lead than with this one. So, actually we have to go for a little bit of the bigger areas now, which I'm not too happy about actually, but at least it will look like we have managed to do a lot more in the stream then. You like my technique? Do I have a technique? No, I'm actually trying to be a little bit more technical lately, so that's why I take more time. And thank you very much. I don't know if I've said thanks. Is there anything like monsoon in Germany? No, not at all. There are sometimes, there are very seldomly rains that are anywhere near what a monsoon is. So it's really tempered here in Germany. You have not very hot days normally, just a handful of days. And you don't have really cold days. You don't have any earthquakes, just the really small kind sometimes, where really seldomly also, perhaps once in a year, if at all. Also varies a little bit in the areas. There are a bit more active areas, but it's more, nothing gets really damaged normally. We have lately a couple of winds that can get really crazy in the year, but it's still nothing like in other countries. But there were a very big wind a couple of years back that really uprooted a lot of trees, really a lot of trees, which is always crazy, I think, that wind is able to do that. But yeah, weather gets crazier everywhere. You do have technique. But how do you know so much about monsoons? I don't know much about monsoons. I just know what a monsoon is. It's kind of general knowledge, I guess. There was a German song, Durch den Monsun, for example. It's something that the Germans are aware of, I would say. It belongs to the knowledge that is pretty common. Through the Monsoon is the English title of that song. Terrible song. A kiddie band. I would not even call it boy band. I really did not like that band. I think I cannot improve because I finished my drawings in 30 to 40 minutes. You can just force yourself to take a longer time, and that might already improve. So you might be, so if that what you are doing is in 40 minutes, that's already pretty impressive. So just yeah, force yourself to really just stay longer in an area. I also always thought I cannot even invest much more time in it. It's just the way I work. But that's what I'm doing, exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm forcing myself to stay longer in an area and be more careful and not just do it like this, but do small strokes and really try to get the detail right. Even here in the ear, which I always hurry normally. Even here in the ear, I tell myself I will take my sweet time and I will actually invest in that area here as much time as I do in any other. That's also part of don't draw what you think, don't draw what you know, draw what you see. And just stick to that and just recreate every area and look at every area as a single object and not like, okay, I'm drawing an ear. Recreate the shading and lighting in this area independently of the fact that it is an ear. And that helps you to concentrate the same on all the areas, make it much more homogeneous. Homogeneous? I have no idea. Still not the biggest fan of ears, though. Monsoon comes from an Arabic word, mausam. I already said, automatically, mausam. No, I shoot with a smartphone. This is also a smartphone, so the camera I'm using for this here is also a smartphone. If I take any longer, the smartphone will get burned up. Okay, it gets hot. Okay. This one holds up pretty good. But it's a lot warmer in India normally, I think. Those cameras are super expensive. I want to buy the Canon Rebel T6i. It's $400. I have actually a pretty good one. My face cam is a pretty good one. It's already older, so the resolution is not the best anymore because it gets only connected to the PC via an old USB cable, old standard. So it can only do 720p, but it's enough for the size that I'm using. So that is an actually pretty good camera. I'm not using it to full effect though. I could look a lot better probably in it. But that one is really good. I'm just it's a digital, how do you call it, DSLR? A good one. But I did not buy anything for streaming. I already had it for normal photography, bought a long time ago, and didn't even use it that much anymore, so I'm really happy that it now has a use again. Good investment. I pronounce it horribly. I'm sorry for that. Mausom? Mosom? Mausam is how I would say it in German. So this will get darker, this will get really dark, but at a later point in time, when I also draw the neck and everything, although I'm already starting now to draw the neck for some reason, while I'm talking, like I wouldn't. I won't draw the neck yet. I think it's pretty good like that. I will draw the neck. Sorry, I want to have this more, not finished, but Mao like sauce. Sauce. More some. Monsoon, you told me. No, I don't know what it originally means. So I'm actually happy with the camera that is recording the picture here. Although I would actually want to have a good 4K picture, which I could then not even use as 4K for the videos in the end, but more to really zoom in details into areas without losing quality. But there is not even a good 4K webcam out there which I could use, and I do not want to use a really expensive DSLR or something just because of that. If my channel would have been hugely successful and I would make money like nothing out of the videos, I probably would, but not like this. gonna stick with iPhone till I can get a camera. Yeah, it's a good camera. You can't complain too much about the iPhone camera, can you? Not the best out there, but it's a very decent one. If you think about that, almost everyone has decent enough camera to start something like a YouTube channel with good quality videos. It's crazy where technology has led us. Season, my favorite movie's name is... I have to look back at how to pronounce it. Morsam. Is it an Indian movie? Camera quality is good enough? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Thank you very much. Mine was so horrible, everyone started laughing after a few days and I stopped doing live. God willing, our channel will be very successful one day. I don't know. There is a lot of overcrowding in the art sector, but it's fine. I have... Actually, I had this recent success with a lot of subs, and I'm thankful for that, but views are not really very good at the moment, and I made... It sounds very hard. But I made my peace with that. So what happens, happens. If a lot of people come and enjoy it, I'm very happy. I want to bring people enjoyment, entertainment. That's why I started this, but also for myself to rediscover art. And I refocus on that at the moment. I'm really having fun in the live streams, doing this and experimenting with this, and I'm glad for everybody else who's also enjoying it. But even if nobody would be here in the stream, I would be fine with that. I would not enjoy that, but I would be fine with it. I would still do it. I think that's what I want to say. So it's really short stubble that he has. I cannot even go for lines. Here I can. There it's a bit more like lines. But I really have to live with little small dots here and the occasional little bit longer hair. If you're enjoying that, it's a great thing. Exactly. Right? Yeah, fun, don't stress. I do bits that make me happy. Exactly. You're investing a lot of time into videos, so you should do stuff that you enjoy. It's a little bit... I always thought it's a little bit of a oversimplifying sentiment. Everybody says the most important thing is to enjoy the stuff you are doing on YouTube if you're a content creator, small content creator. And you also have to, if you want to grow your channel and have a big successful channel, you also of course have to look left and right what people want to see. And if you want to grow fast, you have to just really concentrate on stuff that is very popular right now, and then your enjoyment comes a little bit short, and that can also work. But if you're in it for the long run and you say, okay, I kind of want to be a bigger channel, but I will take my time with it, then you are bound to do stuff You have to do stuff that you enjoy, or you will just lose steam very soon, very quickly. And especially in a field like art that is quite overcrowded, you need a long breath, if you even make it. Who's gonna keep your sanity if no one's here? Exactly. So if nobody is here, that is really very it's, what's the word? Oh, I hate that I sometimes have to search for the words. It's a lot of work. I can say it like that. It's a lot of work to really also stay talking. If you have only people watching and not really talking in chat, a lot of people are just watching, and that's also fine. It's a choice, but it makes sometimes it is a lot of work still trying to talk and be a little bit of entertaining for those people, not just drawing, but being a personality and being an entertainer for those people. It's really a lot of work, and if just a couple of people are in chat that are talking, or even just one, makes it so much more enjoyable and so much more easy to keep a flow. I had started with entertainment videos, film news. Yeah, that's, if you enjoy that, that's can be a lot of fun, I think. But I was frustrated after a while and came to art. It's a little bit like with me. It was not only frustration for me, it was also that with my health, I could not invest the time I needed to make the quite high maintenance, high workload gaming videos that I did. Gotta go, bro. Thank you very much for dropping by. Thank you. And see you soon, I hope. I'm not. Oh, no, I'm really not. I am more of a quiet person. I'm more of an introvert. So being able to talk without anybody in here is a little bit of work for me. But I'm also very happy if I can just be quiet with my friends or in general. I don't have to talk. It's not something that I need to do. So this will take a long time with the stubble. Could make a complete stream just for the stubble probably. But it helps a lot, I think. So he has already a lot of similarity. You can recognize him, I think. So that makes me happy. But still the shading in these areas is not complete and not to the level that I want to. But it's getting there, so I'm happy with the results so far. You look introvert. You think you can see that? I'm not sure. Can you see that? I am more shy. Yeah, I've, as you have seen with the gaming videos, I did not really show my face there. I did not feel comfortable even with the idea of showing my face. Actually, the reason why you've seen so much of the dog in those videos is because in the beginning, that's what also because of the name Gaming Greyhound. Why the name Gaming Greyhound? I was thinking of using the persona of the dog as the game reviewer, so to pretend I was a gaming dog. But I wasn't really consequent with that, and nobody got that really. And they're always saying, oh, your dog is cute, and nobody really got that impression, so I just stopped doing it. But it was a little bit to counter my own shyness. But I worked the courage up to then I was streaming on Twitch, gaming also, and I think when you're streaming, it's necessary to show your face. A lot of people are not, and some of them are even successful with it. But I think when you're streaming, live streaming, to show your face is something you should do. Not everybody does, and it's an opinion, and it's not wrong to have another opinion. But I felt like I thought I need to show my face if I'm streaming, so I started showing my face. In the beginning, it was a big thing to put my voice out there, so it's a journey. But just like with your art, you have to also push yourself and the quality of the videos and the editing of the videos to just get better. But also on the other side, what I'm also always am also pushing for is to optimize the work stream so that it always gets less and less work, because that way you can also increase your productivity and concentrate on the stuff that you really like the drawing. A few years ago I started sweating while saying hello to my friends. Like, look, voltage panic attack. Okay, that sounds like a little bit of an if that is still the case, there are techniques to work on that, because that sounds very limiting, and you should work on that if that is still the case. You're really brave enough to overcome it, though. I think you're good looking at your voices. Thank you very much. I don't think so. I don't think I'm very good looking, so it was a huge step for myself to risk this. But I haven't gotten any negative complaints, or nobody said, oh, please deactivate the face cam, or I have to leave the stream. Perhaps those people are just putting post-its over the camera. I don't know, but nobody has said that yet. So even if people would start saying that, you know, there are always trolls, and there are always, everyone has its opinion. So I think I would manage, even if somebody said something like that. So you have to allow yourself to grow with that. You're already putting your work out there. That's also a big step, to put your work out there for critique. So that's also brave. So don't underestimate your own braveness. And if you want to, you can work it up from there. And if you don't, that's also fine. Not everybody has to put, for example, voiceovers and videos of themselves, face cam. 'Cause But in the end, what I also believe is if you want to get successful in something like YouTube, if you want to really grow your channel and get people to watch it, you don't only sell, you don't get money for it, at least not yet, but you don't only sell your art to people, you also have to sell entertainment to people. You have to entertain them somehow, and the thing that can, so either you have something that is really different from other channels. Hey silly, thank you very much for dropping by, for waiting for dinner to finish up. What's on the menu today? Thank you very much for dropping in. And how are you? So where were I? I always forget what I said when I... Yeah, you're selling yourself. You're selling entertainment, and you are part of that. And it's... If you really want to be successful, you need something like an unique selling point, you know, like everything else, like a TV show, like software, like games, streaming services, whatever. You need to have something that attracts the people that you're that the others don't have. And what the other channels definitely don't have is yourself. So that is actually the easiest way to insert a unique selling point into the equation, if you feel up to it and if you want to put yourself out there. If people enjoy you, if people think you are nice, if people think you are interesting, they will come back. Even if they, for example, don't know a person that you're drawing. Because if it's just your art, then they perhaps only come for people that they know, that they are also fans of. They perhaps don't come back because they have found another channel that does more or less the same. So they got their fix on another channel. But it depends always on what you want to achieve. Chinese sweet and sour. Oh, that sounds good. So I can handle strangers, but I'm scared around people. Yeah, I'm sometimes I'm also difficult in situations with people I don't know, but online it's somehow different. I don't know exactly why. There are probably studies about that why, but it's easier. My parents supported me very much, so I'm much better. That's good to hear. Late Kira, hi, how are you? Have you seen, I think you have seen Supernatural, have you? Isn't Claudia a big fan of Supernatural? He's right, I'm only here to support sketching her because we're friends. I have no idea who's drawing there. Nope, haven't seen it. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I think she is, I don't know. I'm fine with absolute strangers. Yeah, but that is right, so... If you have a good personality, or if you manage to get people interested in your personality, they will come back. If you are just drawing something, or perhaps even with life and not talking or something, there are a lot of people doing that, and there is no reason necessary for those people to come back exactly to your channel. So you have to give them something that is unique, or they just go to another random channel that is doing more or less the same thing. That's why I decided to show myself and risk it. And also because I started enjoying it. We're almost at the end also, Kira, so good timing. When I sort of know anyone, I feel scared of what they think about me. I guess everyone has their own brand of shyness. Yeah, but I get what you're saying. No, I think it's more of a level of I think a lot of introverts feel like that, but it's always a question of the level of intensity and how much you let it rule your life and your relationships. And one thing, Anna, that helped me to overcome some of those thoughts, because yes, I was also always thinking about how could they react to what I've said now, and might they find it offensive, or did I say something wrong? And one of the things that helped me is just the realization that, or just the thought and to think about and to remember that, do you think about how it's the other way around? The other people, when they say something to you that is perhaps dumb or wasn't right or something, do you think they are dumb and think you don't want to have to do anything with them anymore again? No, you're cutting most of them probably slack and say, okay, it was just one thing they said. They probably feel bad about it. Don't worry about it. Everything is good. I forgive you. And why not pay the same courtesy to yourself? Forgive yourself for that, because you can be sure that the others are doing that also. Or they would say something. If it was really bad what you did, that's another thing. But if it just was just one dumb thing, or it was just something that could be misunderstood, trust in the people and forgive yourself just as much as you forgive others. I think what you're doing is amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kira. That means a lot. Looks great. Thank you very much. Yeah, thumbs up here. My dog says you should give me a thumbs up. I have to go paint for my next video. No worries, I will not be on for too long anyway. I am already 50 minutes over time, but I wanted to get... I will not be able to get the beard done completely, but this already gives you an idea where it is going. And I think you can recognize him. I think here the cheek has to go out a little bit more, and that will probably help. Just a little bit. This is too much. This has to be reduced a little bit. So, and a couple of things of the mouth has to be a little bit more visible. It doesn't really pop out of there. A lot of things get a little bit lost, because also in the original they are not very contrasty. So they probably have to get lost to a certain degree. But I perhaps can lie in some areas a little bit to get it more intense without losing the original's appeal and similarity that you can recognize the person. So The real Dean. Yeah, you are a Dean fan. So are you Team Dan, Team Dean, or are you Team Sam? But you have already sounded a lot like a Team Dean. I wouldn't be able to say actually. Sam has lost a lot of points lately with me. Thank you, wonderful artist. Thank you very much. Just don't push yourself hard though. To a certain degree you have to push yourself or you won't grow. But yeah, you're right. Be careful with the health and stuff. But yeah, that's it for today. So thank you everyone for coming and stopping by. So thank you, Guriam. Thank you, Team Bobby. I understand that. I like Bobby. I would be Team Bobby too, I think. He's awesome. That is true. So, and I also very much like Charlie. So she's also so cool. I would probably draw Charlie at some point, and also Bobby. So stay tuned for that. But thank you very much, Silly, for being here. Thank you, Kira. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, DM. Thank you, Anna, for staying so long with me. Thanks everybody who is still here, everybody who was here. But this is it for today. Yeah, Charlie's amazing. So I hope you will be with me in the next live stream. The day after tomorrow there is another one, and next week. So thank you very much for staying with me, and see you soon in one of the other ones. Goodbye.